sitting with a magnificent Peltiforum africanum bush. Here, the yellow flowers yet to pop out, and underneath it, Tingana, where he has been for the last 2 days. Now, I'm quite worried about that, actually. I don't think that everything can be right in the state of Denmark if we carry on with our Hamlet analogies, because he shouldn't have been sitting here for 2 days unless there is some kind of injury. I might be wrong. I might be entirely wrong. He might just be feeling like a lazy holiday. But for a male leopard who is a territorially active one, to be lying under a bush like this, unless there's a kill here that we haven't managed to see, I don't know why he'd be doing this. And I cannot see anything that resembles meat underneath this bush. Might be in the bush. He just made a little burp. He went, maybe he has got food here. This is an odd place, I think, for a leopard to be for 2 days. And I don't mean to sort of create worry and consternation and fear amongst you that he's about to sort of have a real problem and lose his territory and have to go into retirement like his colleague Mvula. But there is a certain sense of me that really would like to see him stand up. He's a very sleepy fellow. We'll just do a little turn round him. David, let's move a little bit forward. Ellen, you say you saw photographs of him yesterday and he was okay. You mean photos of him that were taken yesterday? Well, there's his back end. Doesn't look to be any injuries there. I thought I'd put you in such a nice position. How's that? No? Oh, dear. So thank you for that, Ellen. So maybe he did stand up here sometime. Goodness gracious, frog. Sometime during yesterday, and somebody got a photograph of him. That's great. There is a lot of elephant activity around here at the moment. Great groaning and roaring. He must be feeling pressured, you know. Quarantined to his... Apparently he was on Chitwa the other day. At least Cheetah Plains the other day, which is... I mean, that's a long way east for him to be. Quarantine and Shivambalane pushing in from there. The young male coming in from the top, whose name I can never remember. Hukumanyang and something like that. Mrs. Grumpy, you want to know if leopards get chronic kidney disease? Mrs. Grumpy, that is a very specific question to which I cannot vaguely pretend to have an answer. You know, sometimes I'll muddle through an answer by thinking through the logical steps from the knowledge I do have to the actual answer, but I'm afraid in this case, I cannot really help you. Mrs. Grumpy, I believe your cats had chronic kidney disease. Well, I can tell you that my mother, who does not have chronic kidney disease, has a cat, or did have a cat, that died of chronic kidney disease once. In fact, kidney failure when she was quite young. Now, I suspect, Mrs. Grumpy, that your cats are possibly purebred, like my mother's Burmese was, and I think you'll find that any breed of animal is going to have a compromised or much weaker immune system than what we term in this country a brak, which is a wonderful term for a, well, what I suppose you might call, it's politely, a peppermint special. Next, All wild animals out here are pavement specials. There is no selective breeding for certain characteristics and traits which will inevitably reduce the fitness. And so I would say probably unlikely to get chronic kidney disease, anything like with the frequency of domestic cats. So there's your answer, Mrs. Grumpy. My favourite example of this, and I've mentioned it to you before, is that of Irish wolfhounds, none of which live beyond, I think it's 6 or 7 years, because they will all get, I think it's either liver cancer or kidney cancer. They will get some form of cancer, every single one of them, before they turn 7 years old. And that's because of overbreeding. They have no resistance, and the gene that selects for that disease, or that allows for the disease to take hold,